Here we go again, and this is going to be a super fun video. I was thinking, should I do this one today? And I'm like, yeah, I got to do it. Here's the question. I'm going to ask you the question, and there might be controversy. Is Silver Dollar City the happiest place on earth? Yeah, to me it is. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to give you some reasons why that is the case. For me, might not be the case for you. Hey, this is John with TPF Travel, Trips, Places, and Fun. And this is where we talk about all sorts of things: cruise news, travel news, vacation news, and definitely Branson, Missouri news. And that's what we're talking about today. And I put out a bunch of Silver Dollar City videos recently. Here we are in the off season, and man, I'm having withdrawals. I'm having just some angst. I need to get back to Silver Dollar City, and I miss it. So what's the next best thing? Talk about it with you all. And there's been such great conversation. There was a video on, is Silver Dollar City worth the money? Is it too expensive? And, my feeling is absolutely not, no way, but you got to watch that video. It's worth the price for sure. And I've talked about a variety of things. Just put one out today on everything that's coming in 2022, the festivals, and whoo, it's freaking exciting, man. I'm telling you what. But today we're asking this question: is Silver Dollar City the happiest place on the entire earth, right? And there are a lot of good places out there. There really are. And of course, I'm talking about entertainment. Of course, the happiest place on earth is going to be, in my home with my family, wife and kids, living life and doing that. Of course, there's no comparison. And then of course, for me personally, being in the place of prayer, being in the church, being with God, that's number one. And that's the best, the happiest, the most invigorating, fulfilling, right? But we're talking about attractions, entertainment, things that we can do, places that we can go. Orlando, that's a happy spot, definitely is. And our family loves to go to Orlando. In Disney World, people talk about that being the happiest place on earth, and for a lot of people it is. And I love it there. And I love Universal Studios, and I love all sorts of things, cruising. Now, cruising is a very happy place on earth for sure. And we're going on a Disney cruise tomorrow. We're getting in the car, driving to New Orleans, and then actually it's the next day we get on the ship and our very first Disney cruise. So there's a whole lot of stuff coming about Disney. But Silver Dollar City, let's talk about this. Here are my reasons. I've got several. Okay, number one, the citizens of Silver Dollar City. Oh my goodness. They're the most wonderful people ever. I mean, one of my favorite things is to go into the Clarabelle cinnamon bread, and that when I can, because the line is usually out the door. But when I can get in there and I go get me some coffee, and the people there are just the best. I love those guys. And when we go out to eat, and the people that are serving us are people at the entrance, and they know our name. Some of them, and they greet me by name. How cool is that? And where everybody knows my name, and it's so amazing. And just the people, whether you know them or not, whether you're familiar with them or your first name basis, it doesn't matter. The people, the citizens of Silver Dollar City, just some of the best people in the world. And I think a lot of you all out there would say the same thing. Even during the labor shortage, when it's been crazy, and I'm going to do something right in the middle of this. I'm going to switch my chair. I don't usually sit on this chair. I'm going to get my stool, but I got to push this chair out of the camera shot that way. Let's see if I can do it. Ready? Woo. There he goes. And I got my stool. I'm feeling a little bit better. But yeah. So the citizens of Silver Dollar City, the very, very best. And I forgot what I was going to say before I pushed my chair, but let's continue on. So understand, I'm talking about why it's happy for me. So I go to Silver Dollar City when it's open. depending on the time of year, but several times a week. And so, we'll be sitting at home and, sometimes I'll go alone or sometimes Amy will come with me, sometimes the kids. And I'll be like, hey, should we go to Silver Dollar City? Okay. And it might be, 4 in the afternoon and we get in the car, drive 5 minutes away and park and walk in. And then we spend an hour there, 2 hours there, walking around and, sometimes a little longer, and then we go home. And so that's kind of my life. That's kind of what I do and on a regular basis. And it's drawing me. It's like, John, come to Silver Dollar City. So it's the citizens, number one. Number two, the atmosphere. Oh man, you all know what I'm talking about. You walk through the hospitality house and boom, there you are on the square, and I have great memories of my dad who left the earth to be with Jesus several years ago. But I just have these memories where he'd say, meet me on the square, and he worked there. He worked at Silver Dollar City for 27 years. He was in personnel, and there would be my dad, just the most wonderful guy ever. And we'd go and walk around and get some lunch or whatever. So that part of Silver Dollar City, that's a personal thing, had, a lot of memories. And that's one reason why it's really special for me. But just the atmosphere, and you walk in the square, and and the different seasons have different atmospheres. Of course, Christmas is just huge, and the Christmas tree, and but just the rest of the year, you hear the music playing, in the gazebo, and you smell the smells. Silver Dollar City has a smell. It's that asphalt smell, which doesn't sound like it would be that enticing, but it is, and y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just that it's the smell, it's the sounds, it's the feeling, the atmosphere, you're back in the 1880s, and just all of that. And you just get to be in this wonderful land. You get pulled out of the regular world, and you're in this cool new place. And I just love that. Okay, carrying on. The music. Oh, how cool is that? And then you've got just different bands and different, people, and just playing, and you just the bluegrass and the Southern gospel and whatever. Just there's all sorts of music. You got the Newsboys coming back to Echo Hollow this year, and so we've got that going on, but just all sorts of music. I mean, they're just Silver Dollar City is known for just phenomenal, incredible, wonderful music, and so I just love it. I absolutely do. Carrying on, moving on. How about the shows? I'm a show guy. I love shows. During Christmas, the very best show for me was the saloon show. And I went several times. I just can't get enough of it. It was a great, incredibly written show this year. And then, of course, you've got Dickens. And during the year, you've got, different types of shows, bigger and smaller, and different things going on, and different types of, entertainment. Maybe it's not just full-blown shows, but, you got different acts in the in the square. You've got the Hatfields and the McCoy kind of thing going on, and just all sorts of just actors and characters and all of that kind of stuff, all of the show style, production style, entertainment, all of that kind of stuff. That is huge for me. Big time. And I truly enjoy the shows. Hey, let's talk about the food. So most times when we go to Silver Dollar City, we are eating food. And there's ways to do it without spending a lot of money at all. We usually go down to the smokehouse, and Amy and I will split like the platter. I think it's like $17, and we'll split it. So that's only $8 something per person, and we'll do the 2 meat platters. So we each get a meat, and we get a couple sides, and there's our meal, and it's great. Or we go to Crossroads Pizza, and that pizza is so good. And we go there, and we can eat pretty cheap. There, oftentimes we love going to the mill or the mine, and that food is awesome. Or Reunion Hall when it's open. And then you're talking about, it's another level of types of food, and really great food there. And, Amy loves the skillets, and, I can go on and on and on and on. Then you talk about the sweets and the taffy and everything. Whoo, baby. Are you feeling it? Silver Dollar City's known for the food, and wow, so good. Okay, how about this? How about just people watching? So when I go, I'll just sit sometimes, or I'll walk and just chill, and I'll just watch people, and I'll watch them having fun, and I'll watch them, interacting with each other and smiling and, navigating, and I'll see them looking at the map and wondering how to get somewhere. And oftentimes I'll help them. Hey, what you looking for? And just people watching, it's just, that's super fun for me. And by the way, let me throw this out there to you. Okay. Cause we're talking about, the atmosphere, the music and the shows and the citizens and all of that kind of stuff. Going to Silver Dollar City, and leave some comments below if you know what I'm talking about on this one. Leave some comments. Silver Dollar City is absolutely nothing like going to a regular amusement park. As wonderful as those parks might be, I'm thinking Six Flags or Worlds of Fun or places like that. Absolutely nothing like that. And I always find it humorous, and I understand we all is different. I get that. But I find it interesting when people say, well, I'd rather go to one of these other style type, amusement parks than Silver Dollar City. And I'm like, why? It doesn't make sense to me at all. And I'm thinking, why? And, because when I go to one of these other parks, which I don't even really enjoy going to a typical amusement park, usually, unless I'm just hanging out with the kids or whatever. But, when I go there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into this place, and it's not going to be really themed real well, most likely, and it's not, it's not going to have the atmosphere and the ambiance. And but so here's what I'm locked in on. I want to ride this ride, and I want to ride that ride, and I want to ride this ride, and then I want to do this ride, and maybe this ride if I can do it. And so I'm going to do these rides, and then I'm going to do these rides, and then go find some nachos for lunch, or a hamburger or something like that, and then hopefully be done pretty quick and leave. That's what I'm thinking when I'm going to a typical old amusement park. That's just me. People are different. I get that. That's fine. But Silver Dollar City it's like you're in you can't compare. You just can't compare. You're in a completely different world, right? And so that's kind of, that's my approach, is when I walk into an amusement park, I'm like, okay, this will be fun, and I'm going to have some fun, but I'll be ready to go pretty soon. And I'm not going to have that much fun, actually. I go to Silver Dollar City, and I don't even have to do anything and have fun. I can sit there. I can just sit there and watch. I can people watch. I can just sit there. And I can see the smoke, coming up off the hamburgers, and the fire, that's cooking the meat. And, I can go sit in the Wilderness Church and just look, gaze upon the beauty. Are you tracking with me? Let's continue on here. The next reason why I absolutely love Silver Dollar City, and for me, it's the happiest place on earth, is their Christian values. I mean, where else? I mean, are you going to go to Disney World and worship? It explodes and erupts, and people are lifting their hands and just worshiping Jesus on the square or the main area. Is that good? I don't know. I hope it would at some point, but that happens all the time at Silver Dollar City, where it's for them, it's all about God, and it's incredible. And they have church services there. My dad, led church services there on the park for years. I preached there a couple of times myself, and it was just amazing. And they've got that going on. They've got, Christian events that are happening all the time. They have, the worship during the Christmas season, on the square, on and on and on. You just feel it. You feel it. You can feel, it feels like a godly atmosphere. You feel it. You feel, I might be coming from a different paradigm than some of you, but you feel God's presence. You just do. And it's lighter, and it's happier, and it's more joyful. Right. And so for me, it's huge. It's huge part of why, for me, it's the happiest place on earth. Okay, next reason why that's the case is it's just beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean, beautiful, stunning. And you go to another amusement park, and you're looking at just a whole bunch of just concrete and steel structures, and that's about it. Depending on where you go. I know there's some places out there that are pretty too, but Silver Dollar City is definitely one of them. Absolutely just beautiful. The trees and oh my gosh. oh my gosh, that's incredible. And of course, what they do to the park to make it beautiful is incredible. All the Christmas lights at Christmas time and pumpkins at pumpkin time. And wow, it's just amazing. All right. What else? The iconic rides. So for me, iconic rides, you've got, for example, the Flooded Mine. You know, I'll ride the Flooded Mine 75% of the time I go to Silver Dollar City. Not because it's like, I don't know, it's an iconic ride and I enjoy it and I sit on it in that boat and I know exactly what I'm going to see, right? And I usually don't shoot the gun. I just sit there and enjoy it. I enjoy the ride. The train, it's an iconic ride. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. I love that train and then the being robbed and all that and Fire in the Hole, you know, which rumor is that is going to be replaced with the new Fire in the Hole. And I'm excited about that, but the iconic Fire in the Hole, you know, you know, but then so the iconic rides for me, it's I'm more excited about that than all the other rides, you know, but other rides too. That's my next point. Other rides. There's other rides. Mystic River Falls. That's a great ride. You know, I don't do coasters that much, but the coasters are good. But for me, Silver Dollar City really isn't much about the rides, but in general, you know, just, you know, the iconic rides. Yes. You know, all of the other rides, not so much. That's just me. So, you know, I think about people, they're like, I just want to get into Silver Dollar City and I want to go ride these rides and I'm frustrated because I have to wait in the lines and to them, it's all about the rides. And I'm thinking, you got to stop and smell the roses. You got to stop, chill. It's not all about the rides. The rides are great. There's world-class rides at Silver Dollar City for sure. Time Traveler and on and on. I mean, amazing, incredible. And it's only going to get better and better and better. But it's not as much about the rides as you would make it, as you would think it is. It's about all of this other stuff. It's about everything else. You know, there are many days I don't ride rides at Silver Dollar City, you know, other than maybe the Flooded Mine. I don't ride rides typically most of the time that I go. So it's not as much about the rides, you know, get all this other stuff. The shows and the entertainment and the people and the food and all that. All right, what else we got here? It's always growing. This was is exciting for me. Is it's always growing. Silver Dollar City is always growing, and there's always excitement. It's not just a stale park. You know, some people don't like that. I hear people, I just wish it was like it was back in the 70s. No, you don't. Or maybe you do. I don't know. The park would be dead if that were the case, if they weren't keeping up with the times. And they're geniuses. The people at Silver Dollar City, they're marketing geniuses. We know they just bought this 800-acre plot of land adjacent to Silver Dollar City. Wow, I did a video on that. We are so excited about that. That is going to be just exciting to see that develop. You know, the potential, rumor has it, the new Fire in the Hole is coming. You know, Mystic River Falls is still pretty new, and you know, they're just always growing, always developing, and that's very exciting to me. And a couple more. It's peaceful. I'll go to Silver Dollar City, and sometimes, you know, if I'm having one of those days, having a rough day, I need to detoxify, and I'll go to Silver Dollar City and I'll just chill. I'll just be there. I'll sit down somewhere. I'll just go there and sit down, and I'll hear the music playing, and I'll hear the happy people, and it's peaceful. And I just alluded to it. The last reason that I came up with, I'm sure there's other reasons, but the last reason that I think Silver Dollar City is the happiest place on earth is all of the happy people. And if you're one of the grumpy ones that goes to Silver Dollar City and you've decided that you don't want to ever go there again, oh, I feel so bad for you. Quit being grumpy. Don't do that. Be joyful. Be happy, right? I mean, God is good. Life is just wide open, and oh man. But just watching the happy people everywhere, and especially with us doing TPF, when we go to Silver Dollar City, we love it when people are so excited to see us and they run up to us, and sometimes the little kids are shaking, they're so excited, and sometimes the grown adults are shaking because they're so excited, and just seeing happy people and people on the rides, and kids laughing, and families doing family stuff together, and boy, it's so good. Anyway, what are some of your, reasons why you like Silver Dollar City? Maybe it's not the happiest place on earth for you. Maybe not. Maybe it is. But what are some of the reasons that you would say that definitely, I mean, this is the place for me. I love it because I have these memories, it's just special to me. What are those reasons? And I bet you if we can get some good comments on here, I bet you, even as good as the rides are at Silver Dollar City, I bet you most of the comments won't be about rides. I bet most of the comments will be about a lot of what I've talked about. And because there's so much more to Silver Dollar City that makes it very, very special than rides. And we're really blessed to have this park in Branson. We really are. All right, everybody, you are amazing. You really are. I mean, you just need to know that. Amy and I care about you. We appreciate you. We want great things to happen in your life. I pray God just blesses you like crazy, and then you have a remarkable life. And but until next time, boy, we're going on a cruise tomorrow. I can't wait. So the next video, I have all my videos for the week uploaded already, including this one, or this one's coming next, so it's uploaded. So the last one I have to upload. Then the Disney cruise videos will be coming next week. All right. So until all of that happens, safe travels, everybody.